But you have the introduction. If you look on your handout, you've got right in front of you, let me grab mine. Oh, actually, this is probably about students absent, but that's okay. If you look at this, you'll see that on the front page, you have an outline where you can jot down notes about what you want to do. Don't jot anything down right now. Ms. Donahue will kind of walk you through that a little bit. But off on the side, it tells you how you structure your speech. So you're going to start with your introduction. That was where I told you my name. I said I was a fifth grader at Central Virginia Christian School. I told you my topic, and then I previewed my main points. I told you that I was specifically talking about their habitat, their features, and some fun facts. So all of that goes in my introduction. You'll see there's also a part there about I can share a funny story or poem, a startling fact, or attention getter. The attention getter is optional. You don't have to have one. I did not have one when I did my introduction, but I could have. I could have said, picture this, a white background with a black dot in the middle. You know what that is? It's a polar bear in a snowstorm. And that could have been my attention getter right before I introduced myself. Okay. So if you have one, great. If you don't have one, no big deal. You don't get extra points for having one or points taken away for not having one. But that's my introduction. It's going to take maybe 15 seconds, but I'm not going to really count that in my time when I'm writing my speech. I want a minute per main point. So I want a minute about habitat in my speech, a minute about their features, like their webbed paws and their hollow fur follicles. And then I'm going to talk for a minute about some fun facts about them. And then, after I do all of that, then I'm going to give a summary. Thank you for listening to my speech about polar bears. I hope you enjoyed hearing about their habitat, the features they have that enable them to live in that cold Arctic world, and some fun facts about them. Thank you for your attention. Are there any questions? So I'm giving a summary, I'm reviewing what those three main points were, and then I'm closing with a thank you and an ask for questions. Again, I'm not counting my time on my conclusion. My time for my summary and my conclusion does really count for your speech, but when I'm planning, I'm calling those bonus seconds in case I speak too fast when I'm doing it for real.
Are we allowed to have more than a minute for each?
You are, because you are allowed 5 total minutes. So you are definitely allowed more than a minute for each. And when you get close to your 5 minutes, if you're winding down, and I can tell you're winding down, I'll allow you to finish. But if you're in the middle of it and you're at your 5 minutes, I'll give you a little warning like you need to bring it to a close. But if you keep going over, I'm going to stop you, because if everybody has a 10-minute speech, we will not finish. So I will stop you at some point. So, but it can be up to 5 minutes, so you're good if it's a little bit more.
What if you don't get enough information that you don't really know, and then you finish, but it's 2 minutes and 40 seconds?
Okay. So you know how sometimes you write your draft and then you go back through and you find out you don't have enough and you have to add more to it? You add more to it. Okay. You will get some points taken off if it's not in the right time limit. It's not a huge amount of points, but it will be the difference between a blue ribbon and a red ribbon, or a red ribbon and a white ribbon. So you want to, at least going into it, feel like you've got this, you've met the expectations, you've got the right time frame.
If you read it at home at your house and you time it and it's a little bit short and you don't know what else to put on it, could you just talk slower?
Sure, as long as you're not, as long as it's not ridiculously slow. So yes, and I would encourage you to speak slowly enough that you are enunciating each syllable, so that we can understand you. The number one complaint I get from the judges is that they can't hear you. That is the number one complaint I get from my judges. So you need to make sure that you are speaking loudly. When you speak loudly and you are intentionally projecting your voice, you tend to speak a little bit slower. But when you're nervous, you tend to speak a little bit faster. So you have to find that balancing point, and practicing it will help you find that balancing point. Harrison.
Can you add a fun fact, even if it's not about like the topic, like
It
say,
needs to be about the topic.
or like on the topic, but like it's not part of one of your 3 categories, but it's about the same type of thing.
Yes.
So say like you were on polar bears and you're on like say you're talking about the habitat, because you add one about like how fast it can run, or like something really cool about it.
So I probably would not put that in the habitat section because it doesn't fit in habitat,
Yeah.
right? So I might be able to incorporate it into my introduction. I chose this topic because I really enjoyed polar bears, and I want you to learn more about polar bears, such as the fun fact that they can run at whatever speed. I don't know what it is. So you have to find a place where it fits. Because one of your points in scoring, one of the things on the scoring rubric, every single line item on the scoring rubric is worth 5 points. You get 5 points if you do it really well. You get some number of points less than that if you do it not quite as well. But one of those things is organization. So if you're talking about polar bears and you're talking about their habitat, and all of a sudden you throw in how fast they can run, and you can't tie it into their habitat in some way, you're probably going to lose a little bit on organization. But you just have to make it fit.
Are just the judges going to be watching, or like other people?
It will be this class and me, Miss Donahue, any other teacher or administrator who might drop in, and the judges. And there'll probably be 2 judges, just like there were last year. They have the scoring rubric, and so they're looking for certain things, like can they hear you? Did you give an introduction? Was the speech well organized? Did you summarize at the end? Did you make eye contact? Could they understand? Did the speech make sense? Guess what? If they can't hear you, they don't know if it was well organized. So they can't give you full marks because they couldn't hear that it was well organized. If they can't hear you, they can't tell you if it all made sense to them and they understood what you were saying. There are a lot of pieces to the scoring that depend on them being able to hear and understand the words that are coming out of your mouth. So please, 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 I am begging you, speak loudly, okay?
If you want, if you have enough time to add like a little short video of it,
No, another great question. So for the speech, unlike for the presentation, you are not allowed to bring in visual aids. You're not allowed to have visual aids. It's just you and your note cards. I lost my note cards. You and your note cards. That's all you're allowed to have for your speech. So scoring, we've talked about the judges are going to be doing the scoring. If you earn between a 90 and 100, you get a blue ribbon. If you earn between an 80 and an 89, you get a red ribbon. And anything less than that is a white ribbon. If they can't hear you, or if it's super, super short, you're probably in the white ribbon range, and we don't want that. So aim for that blue ribbon range. And then the highest scores in the class, just like last year, will also earn purple ribbons and an invitation to go to the district competition, which this year is close by. It's at Prince Edward County High School. It doesn't mean that you have to go, it means you earned an invitation, so you can take it home, share it with the folks at home, and determine if you're going to go or not. You'll be competing with all the Purple Ribbon winners from other schools, from other counties in our district.
What if you like get a purple ribbon, you also get a blue ribbon?
Yes, yes. So the Purple Ribbon winners will also have received a blue ribbon.
You all went in our class to the districts last year.
So we'll have to see if you can dethrone them this year and get higher than that.
So I know this probably won't happen, but what happens if nobody wins the purple ribbon?
So, sometimes that does happen. If, like, there aren't any blues, or maybe if all the blues are lower scores, and we don't feel that they're competitive enough to go to the district level, we won't award purples. Sometimes that happens.
Oh my god.
Now, I would be surprised if that happened, because I know the quality of work you guys do, but sometimes